Hello, PEP students. Welcome to another live PEP Math performance task. Today, our task will be visiting the elderly, and we're going to be calculating some costs and some measurements and all of that relating to our visit to the elderly. So, we're going to be going to a nursing home as part of our service to the community, and we're going to see what the task is about in a minute. So just stay tuned while I play the video of the schedule of classes. So if you're not yet familiar with the times that we have our live classes, both for the PEP and the CSEC, here is the schedule so you can write down the times and the dates. Hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams. I have a very important to ask you. Do you like my new hat? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? You have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes students make with all the topics in CSEC math. We're going to look at demystify everything. Make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So stay tuned. Hello scholars, did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? This is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making them. Are you ready? Come on, take my hand. All right, so now I'm going to invite my scholars who are in studio. I'm going to invite them onto the screen so we can get going. All right, so welcome.
Hello, Miss.
Scholars, welcome John, Amari, Jer, Lejonde, Antoine. Welcome everyone. Are we ready to dive our visit to the elderly? And
Yes.
in the chat, yes, we are certainly going to dive in right now. In the chat, I'm to welcome. I'm seeing Aria. Oh, Anusha. Hi, Anusha. I haven't seen you in a while. And Janice, welcome. So I'm going to share my screen now so you can see the task that we have in front of us. PEP performance task, visiting the elderly. So class 6A is planning to visit Sunset Nursing Home. There are 26 students in class 6A. Mrs. Cowan is the teacher and Mrs. Brooks is the assistant teacher. So class 6A is planning to visit Sunset Nursing Home. There are 26 students in class 6A. Mrs. Cowan is the teacher and Mrs. Brooks is the assistant teacher. Let me ask my scholars, has any one of you ever been to a nursing home to visit?
No, miss.
No, miss.
No. Have you ever thought of visiting a nursing home?
Miss,
Why
I
not?
Yes,
have a
miss.
member that helps elderly people, miss.
Say that again,
Yes,
John.
I've thought of.
Miss Amari, I have a family member that helps
Oh,
with
Amari.
elderly. Miss, I have a family member that helps with elderly.
So you have a family member who works with the elderly.
Yes.
But what does
Well,
that have to do with you? I'm asking if you
Miss, she takes care
have
of
ever
them.
thought. So who your family member? So sometimes the older learn so much from them, and they are the storehouses of the culture. They are the storehouses of even the family memories, the important things, and they can tell you all about life back in the day. And sometimes I think we take our elderly for granted. It's good if we're able to visit. And some of these elderly in the nursing homes, they have no family to visit them. Some of them, they're all alone. No relatives still alive or no relatives nearby. Some are migrated to other countries. They're really all alone. So if we can go and talk, sometimes all they need is someone to talk to them and listen to them. So class 6A has decided to visit. So let's see what their first thing up. Jer, can you read that slide twice, please?
Okay, miss. Here are the activities planned. Each student is asked to volunteer for 3 activities. 1, read the seniors 35 minutes. Listen to stories told by seniors 30 minutes. Feed seniors their lunch 45 minutes.
Don't you see
Perform
numbers beside them, Jer?
1, read the seniors 35 minutes.
Read to the
2,
seniors. You don't read the seniors. Okay,
read
go
to the
again.
seniors 35 minutes. Listen
Mm-hmm.
2, listen to the stories told by the seniors. 3, feed the seniors their lunch 45 minutes. 4, perform at the mini talent show 20 minutes. 5, take seniors for walks around the yard 25 minutes. 1,
All right.
read to the
Read
seniors
from the top,
35 minutes.
Nigeria. Why are you cutting corners? Read everything.
Here are the activities planned. Each student is asked to volunteer for 3 activities. 1, read to the seniors 35 minutes. 2, listen to stories told by seniors 30 minutes. 3, feed seniors their lunch 45 minutes. 4, perform at the mini talent show 20 minutes. 5, take walks around the yard 25 minutes.
Thank you, Jer. Legende, can you read this slide twice, please? Is Legende still on? Legende, can you see the slide? Antoine, can you read that slide for me, please?
Okay, miss. You are a student in class 6A. Each student must complete at least 1.5 hours of service at the nursing home. Choose at 3 activities that you will volunteer for. You are a student in class 6A. Each student must complete at least 1.5 hours of service at the nursing home. Choose at 3 activities you will volunteer for.
So each student in the nursing home must complete at least 1.5 hours of service there. So I'm going to take you back to the previous slide. So remember, 1.5 hours, and you're asked to choose 3 activities. So look back at the activities, and I'm going to give you 2 minutes to decide, and then each person will tell me what their 3 activities are. Bear in mind, it must be at least 1.5 hours. So when you're telling me the activities, you must tell me the times and what they add up to. How many hours and minutes they add up to. So 2 minutes to do that. Tell me the 3 activities and the time it will take.
Miss, I think I have my answer already.
Okay, but let's wait for others. So we're gonna just do it straight. So when I call on each person, they tell me theirs.
Okay, miss.
So make sure you have worked out your 3 activities, how much time it's going to take. Good night, Jordan. Jordan, welcome. In the chat, I'm also seeing Camille. Welcome, Camille. Miss and Anusha already. They're working out their times. So remember, in the chat too, you can post your activities. Tell me what your activities are that you've chosen and the time that it will take. All right, are you ready, scholars? Everybody ready? All right, so Amari, what are
No,
your activities?
Miss, we're still writing it down. Oh wait, Miss.
All right, Jerry, go ahead.
Miss, what are we supposed to do, Miss? I
Jerry,
just
go ahead.
Miss, I have 5, 3, and 4, which are feed seniors their lunch 45 minutes, perform at the mini talent show 20 minutes, take seniors for walks around the yard 25 minutes.
What's the total time?
1 hour and 30 minutes, miss.
All right, so it's 45 and 25. Okay. Let me hear yours, Antoine. What are your choices?
Miss, my choices are, Miss, I'd say number 1, 35 minutes, read to the seniors. Number 3, feed the seniors their lunch, which is 45 minutes. And number 4, perform at the mini talent show 20 minutes. Miss, that will give me 90 minutes or 1 hour and 30 minutes.
All right.
Miss, what are we
And
supposed to
Jordan
do?
is saying,
Um,
he chose 1, 2, and 3. So that would be 35 minutes plus 30 minutes plus 45 minutes. So he has gone well over the time. Legende, I can't see what you're typing there.
excuse me, Miss.
John,
Miss,
You are to
yes,
choose three of the activities.
mhm.
Choose three of the activities on the screen. You must give at least an hour and a half worth of service. So the three activities you choose add up to at least an hour and a half. Leisure days chose 1, 2, and 3. When you're posting your choices, please tell me the total time as well. Amari, did you make your one?
Miss, I'm still working it, Miss. Yes. Yes, Miss.
Colors on the screen. Are you seeing the screen clearly? Persons in the chat are saying it's a bit blurry. Are you able to see the screen? Yes, no? Persons in studio, are you able to see the screen? Yes or no?
Yes, miss.
Miss, I'm able to see the screen.
Okay. All right. So it's clear that everybody understands this part of it. So we just needed to make sure our installation day 1 hour, 1, 2, and 3 don't add up to 1 hour. 35 minutes plus 30 minutes, that's 1 hour and 5 minutes plus 5 minutes, that's 1 hour and 50 minutes. But you have exceeded your quota. Jordan, your time adds up to 1 hour and 15 minutes, but that's not enough though. Remember, it must be at least an hour and a half, at least 90 minutes. All right, so in the chat, Kimoya is saying she chose read to the senior 35 minutes, listen to stories 30 minutes, and take seniors for walks 25 minutes. So in 90 minutes, so she's right where she needs to be. Amari, 1, 2, 3, just as Lejeune Day. All right, so everybody's good. All right, everybody's good. Persons in the chat, persons are asking for the code, the studio code. Let me see if I post that in the chat. Okay. Let me see if I can post that in the chat. All right, so this if you want to join us in studio, but just remember that there is a limit. Many persons are allowed, so if you want to join us in studio, you have to be there very early. All right, Alyssa, 1, 2, 3. So a lot of persons in 1, 2, 3, and that's 1 hour and 50 minutes, so they're good to go. All right, so move on. We're all clear on this part of it.
Miss, did you see my own, Miss?
Okay. Yeah,
Miss, did you see mine?
1, 2, 3, right?
No, Miss.
No,
Yes,
miss.
1, 2,
Miss, that
3.
was mine.
Miss, that was
Miss,
Amari.
my own.
Oh, that was Amari's. So okay, so this is what 3, 5, 4,
Yes, Miss.
and your total for what?
It's 90 minutes.
Exactly 90. Okay. This other part of the task is for every 15 minutes of service a student earns 3 stars. And for every 5 additional minutes, a student receives 1 star. Okay? How many stars would you receive for the times that you chose for the service that you gave? Every 15 minutes, 3 stars. And for every 5 minutes after that, 1 star. So how many stars would you have received service? So Jer, explain how you got 6 stars. Or what total minutes?
Miss, my total, Miss, I was saying 15 can go into my my 101 30 minutes 6 times, Miss. I got 101
Okay,
30
so your
minutes.
total minutes was 90 minutes and 50,
Yes, Miss.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 90 minutes and 15 goes into that exactly
6 times.
Good night and welcome. So Jer would have given 6
Times 3 stars, Miss.
6, what is it, 6 stars you would have done, Jer?
No, Miss, you would get
Okay,
6
so
times
6
3
times
stars.
3, which is
18.
yeah, which is what?
18 stars,
All right,
Miss.
so you would have received 18 stars. Yeah. Some other, those who got the 1 hour and 50 minutes. John and Jordan, you got one, I think Legion Day as well. Legion Day got 1 hour and 15 minutes, 50 minutes. How many stars would you have received? How many stars would you have received? For every 15 minutes is 3 stars. So for Jer, he got 1.5 hours, 90 minutes, and in 18 stars. So you can even work with that as a base, since that's the minimum requirement. 18 stars for the 1.5 hours. So those who got 1 hour and 50 minutes, that's 20 minutes more than that. So 3 stars for the 15 minutes and then 1 star for the extra 5 minutes. 4 extra stars plus the 18, that's 22. All right, Jordan says he would have gotten 26 stars. So all you need to do for the number of minutes that you serve, you divide that by 15 to see how many times, and then you multiply by 3 because it's 3 stars for every 15 minutes, and the extra 5 minutes, 5 minutes you get, each 5 minutes is 1 star. All right, so we're awarding the students for their good service. Or Madison, can you read making muffins, please? Twice.
Miss, can you hear me? Miss, are you hearing me?
Speak. Yes, I'm hearing you, but I want you to speak up.
Okay. Mrs. Cowan has received permission from the nursing home to bake banana muffins for the patients. Here are the ingredients for a batch that makes 25 muffins. 6 cups flour, a quarter cup sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, 4 ripe bananas, 2 tablespoons baking powder, and 2 eggs. Mrs. Cowan has received permission from the nursing home to bake banana muffins for the patients. Here are the ingredients for a batch that makes 25 muffins. 6 cups flour, a quarter cup sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, 4 ripe bananas, 2 tablespoons baking powder, and 2 eggs.
All right, thank you, Madison. So, John, can you read this next slide, which is following on the slide that Madison read.
Performance tasks. Performance tasks. Visit the elderly. If Mrs. Cowan wanted to make enough muffins for each of the seniors to get one, and each student to get one muffin, how much of each ingredient would she use? There are 74 seniors. If Mrs. Cowan wanted to make enough muffins for each of the seniors to get one, and each student to get one muffin, how much of each ingredient would she use? There are 74 seniors.
So there are 74 seniors. Mrs. Cowan, she loves to bake and she asks permission from the matron in charge of the nursing home. Can I please make some muffins for the seniors? She got permission. So she has her family recipe, right? Her special recipe. Of course, we know she's going to be throwing in some secret ingredients other than these basic ones. So this amount of each ingredient, when combined, it makes 25 muffins. Mrs. Cowan wants to make enough muffins so that each person gets one. She's not counting herself in this time. She's counting the seniors and the students. She wants each student and each senior to get one muffin. How are we going to work out how many or how much of each ingredient she would need in order for each senior and each student to get one muffin? These ingredients here, the amounts are enough for 25 muffins. So let me hear your ideas on this. What are your ideas? All right, in the meantime, as I was saying, she got 21, 1 hour and 50 minutes. So, okay, yeah. So 130 minutes would have been 18 stars, right, Alyssa? And the extra 20 minutes, 15 minutes out of that is 3 stars, and then the 5 minutes is 1 star. So you're going to add 4 to the 18. I believe that would be 22, Alyssa, and not 21. Madison is saying 3 times all the ingredients. Why, Madison? And Jordan is saying she would make 3 batches of muffins. Why, Jordan? Why 3?
Miss, I say 3 because
Go ahead.
how I got 3 is
It's
so
Antoine is speaking. Okay, Antoine, go ahead.
20, 25 multiplied by 3 will give you 75, miss. And how I got it is by adding 25 3 times, getting my answer.
All right, Madison, what's your logic to say
Miss, I did
three
the
times?
same thing, but instead I multiplied instead of just adding them.
All right. And Jordan is saying he did the same thing too to get. Why was 75 your aim? Why did you want 75?
Miss, I didn't want to. I just tried to find a number that was the closest to 74 that you could get out of 25.
Well, miss, the reason
So
I did
what's special about 74? What's special about 74?
There are 74 senior citizens.
miss, isn't there 74?
Okay, so 74 seniors. But what about the students? Remember, each student must get one as well. And how many students are there? Do you remember it told us how many students? Let's go back to that slide.
Miss, I
And this
didn't
is why it's
hear.
important.
26 students.
All right, so let's see how many students. Read that and tell me how many students. How many?
26.
26 students. Each student must get a muffin as well, not just the seniors. Isn't that what it says? Mrs. Cowan wanted to make enough muffins for each of the seniors to get one and each student to get one muffin. So now that we remember that, 74 seniors and 26 students. Go back to the drawing board and tell me now, how are we workouts? How much is? Okay, so Madison is now saying 4 times, not 3 times. 4 times the amount of ingredients. Tell me why, Madison.
Miss, because 25 times 4 is 100, and 26 plus 74 is 100, and the seniors are 74, and the classmates are 26. So that's how I got 26 and 74.
Miss, I'm in agreement.
Okay. All right. So now we're talking, right? So there are 74 seniors. There are 26 students. And when we add the senior and the students, so 70 plus 26, we get 100. So there should be enough muffins for 100 persons to get one. So there should be 100 muffins. And since these ingredients are enough to make, and there are 425s in 100, we need to multiply the ingredients by 4. So how many cups of flour would we have then? If we're going to multiply each of the ingredients by 4, how many cups of flour?
Miss, you would have 24 cups of flour.
24 cups of flour. How many ripe bananas?
Miss, you would have 16 ripe bananas.
16, because 4 times 4 give 16. So 16 ripe bananas. How many eggs?
6. Miss?
How many eggs?
Miss 6? No, 8. 8.
Remember, we're multiplying each ingredient by 4. Because as it is now, they produce 25 and we want 100. So it's 2 eggs now to make the 25. So we need to multiply the 2 by 4 and we would get what?
2 by 4 is 8.
8 eggs. And how many cups of sugar?
Half cup.
Is it a half cup? Right now it's a quarter
Yes,
cup. So if multiply a quarter by 4, how much would we have?
I did it by 2.
Miss,
Antoine?
let's say half as well.
A quarter times 4 does not give a half. A quarter times 4 gives 1 whole.
Yes, miss.
There are 4 quarters in a whole. So we need 1 full cup of sugar. How many teaspoons of baking powder?
8.
Tablespoons, sorry. And how many teaspoons of salt?
4.
4.
Correct. So we multiply each ingredient by 4. All right, so moving on Antoine, please read.
Okay, okay, miss. Prep performance task, visiting the elderly. At the talent show, the seniors will be seated at two sets of tables. Tables that can seat 4 persons and tables that can seat 6 persons. There are now of there are now 5 of each kind of table. How many more of each kind would the nursing home need to order to seat all the seniors? PEP performance task visiting the elderly. At the talent show, the seniors will be seated at two sets of tables that can seat 4 persons and tables that can seat 6 persons. There are now 5 of each kind of table. How many more of each kind would the nursing home need to order to seat all the seniors?
All right. So there's going to be some of the students are going to be performing. And the seniors, so right, 2 types of table. We have a table that seats 4 persons and a table 6 persons. They have 5 of each table. So how many more of each kind of table will the nursing home, all the seniors can have a seat? How many seniors were there? There are 74 seniors.
There are 74 seniors.
Seniors. How many more tables do we need?
4.
4 more of which table?
It's the table that can seat 4 persons.
There are 4 more of the table that can sit 4 persons. Explain how you.
It's because they already have 70 people because they have 5 of each type of table and they have tables that can seat 6 persons and tables that can seat 4 persons. And oh, we're sorry, I did the wrong thing.
Welcome, Adriana, or Adina, sorry. Or any more ideas while Madison revises what she's doing? Any more ideas, scholars, going to work out how many tables need ordered so that all the seniors can rest their feet and enjoy the talent children are going to put on. Welcome,
Miss,
Ashanti. Good
Miss,
night.
my idea,
Antoine, what are your ideas? Tell me
Miss,
your
my
thoughts.
idea is to find out how much 6 times 5 would be equal to and how much
Mm-hmm.
5 times 4 would be equal to. So, miss, 6 times 5 would be 30 and 4 times 5 would be 20, miss. Then you add them, which you get 50. Then, miss, you subtract them to see how much tables you would have left.
And that will be how many persons? Just a minute. So if you do all of that, Antoine, how many persons left?
24, miss.
All right. So how many
So,
tables do we need?
Miss, I would say that we would need, so Miss, I'm still working it out. So yes, Miss, more of it.
Okay, but
So I
so
would
far so
say
good, Antoine. That's excellent, excellent work so far, Antoine. Yes, Madison, go ahead.
Miss, I say we would need four more of the
Madison, go
six
ahead.
person because 6 times 4 is 24.
Four of the six seater.
Yes, so it's
Mm-hmm.
a 6 person table
All
plus six
right.
is 24.
The only option though, is that the only option?
No,
So
we
we
could
could get
also get,
four of the large,
or we could get six more of the 4 person table.
right? We could get six of the small table. And
yes,
that's not
Miss.
even the
Miss, I
only
agree.
option. We could get two large and small, right? So
Yes,
two
Miss.
large,
Miss.
three small, that's 24, right?
Yes, Miss. Miss,
Okay,
I agree
so
with
I'm
you.
really proud of Antoine. Um, so he took it all the way down to how were left. So let me revisit what Antoine did, and I think Madison was on the right track as well. Just made a little error earlier and go back and revise. Was on the right track. So we have two types of tables. One table seats 4 persons, table seats 6 persons, right? And they told us that they have 5 of each. So it was an excellent idea to multiply 5 times 4 and 5 times 6. You have 5 of each. So the 5 times 4, that's 20, and the times 6, that's 30. And Antoine, well, let's add up then how many we have so far. So 20 and 30, that's 50. You know, there are 74 seniors. So we have seats for 50 of them. So let's subtract to see how many more seniors we need to find. Seats 74 minus 50, that's 24. And then now we have some options. We need to seat 24 persons. We can take 4 large tables. Large tables can seat 6. So 4 times give 24. Or we can take 6 of the small tables. 6 times 4 also gives 24. Or we can take 2 large and 3 small. That's also 24. And there are other possibilities, right, that we can investigate to see if we can get 24. So let's move on. I'm proud of my scholars. How they think. Madison, please read.
The students and teachers were allowed to take pics of themselves at the seniors. Mrs. Brooks took 3 dozen pics. Mrs. Cowan took twice as many as Mrs. Brooks. The students in all took 14 dozen pics. Half of all the pics were posted on the school's website. How many pics were posted? The students and the teachers were allowed to take pics of themselves and the seniors. Mrs. Brooks took 3 dozen pics. Mrs. Cowan took twice as many pics as Mrs. Brooks. The students in all took 14 dozen pics. Half of all the pics were posted on the school's website. How many pics were posted?
All right. So how do we approach this one?
Miss, my idea is
How
to
do we
find
approach
out.
this one?
Miss, we can approach it by so by converting 3 dozen into numerals, Miss. So 3 dozen is equal to
To units.
36.
Okay.
Miss. To units.
Mm-hmm.
3 dozen is equal to
So
36.
Who took 36?
And
Who took
Miss
36?
Mrs. Brooks took 3 dozen pics, or
Okay.
36.
All right.
And it said Mrs. Coleman took twice as many. So Miss, I added the 36 and and I got the 36 to 36 and I got 72. Now,
Is there any
Miss,
other way you could have worked out twice as many? And
yes, Miss. Yes, Miss. By multiplying
how
36 by 2.
else could we have found
By multiplying 36
36
by 2,
times 2? Okay. All right. Continue.
Miss. Miss, I'm still working on it. I'm still working
All
on
right.
it.
Does anyone else want to chip in now? Complete the process. Antoine is saying, let's find out how many units we're talking about. Since the pics were given in dozens, let's find out exactly how many we're talking about. So he said for Mrs. Brooks, she took 3 dozen pics and he knows that 1 dozen is 12. So 3 dozen would be 12 times 3, that's 36. And Mrs. Cowan, twice as many. So Antoine said he added 36 or multiplied 36 by 2 and he got 72. All right, so who can help us to complete this task?
Miss,
How many pics did the students take? Jordan is at 276 pics in all. So Jordan, how many of that belong to students? The students took 14 dozen. 14 dozen. Okay, so Jordan is saying that's 68. All right, so if we added the 36 from Mrs. Brooks with the
yes, Miss.
72 from Mrs. Cowan and the 168 from the students, we would get, so Jordan is absolutely right, we would get 276 in all. And Madison now is taking that one to say the number
Miss,
posted was 130. Madison, what was that
yes.
that you did?
I
Miss, I agree with
divided
Miss.
the number by 2, which was 276 by 2,
Why did you
and I
do that?
got 38. Because it says half of the pictures were
Why did you
posted.
divide it by 2?
Because it said half of the
All right,
pictures
that's
were posted.
correct
Miss, I agree with Madison.
on the website. Okay, so Antoine agrees and Jordan got same thing. Right. So remember, not all the pics were posted. Camille got her 168 for the students, right? Not all the pics were posted, only half of the pics. So that's the last step to find half of the 276, which is 138. So that's the number of pics that were posted. All right, Alison at 120, honey. You need to go and check that calculation. 2 questions left. Jer, can you read this, please? That's great. Jer, Nari, can you read this slide, please?
Okay, Miss. PEP performance task. Visiting the elderly. Devon will be playing the guitar at the concert. He will be playing 4 songs. The first song will last 200 seconds. The second song,
Seconds.
108. Yes, ma'am. 108 seconds. The third song, 4 minutes. And the fourth song, 3.5 minutes. How many minutes in all will Devon be performing? the songs.
Read it again, Amari.
Okay, miss. PEP performance task. Visiting the elderly. Defan will be playing the guitar at the concert. He will be playing 4 songs. The first song will be last 200 seconds. The second song 187 seconds. The third song 4 minutes and the fourth song 3.5 minutes. How many minutes in all will Devon be performing the songs?
Yeah, normal.
So let's go. Devon is going to perform a mini talent show. He's playing his guitar for the seniors, for them to enjoy some music. He's playing 4 songs and the time that each song lasts. However, I've given us the times in different units. Some are given in seconds, some are given in minutes. And the question is asked, how many minutes? How many minutes in all will one play those 4 songs coach at this time? How do we approach this?
Done. No, my brother John.
John? Is that
No,
John or Amari? All right, so Madison says, Jordan says he got 13 minutes and 57 seconds. 13 minutes and 57 seconds. Jordan, you'd have to explain your process for us. Explain your process, Jordan. All right, so Camille is saying 60 divided by the second, but how many seconds are we going to divide? First, we need to add up the seconds, right? So the first 2 are given in seconds. So we need seconds and the 187 seconds. But how many seconds are 4 minutes? First of all, how many seconds is 1 minute? How many seconds are there in 1 minute?
Miss 60 seconds.
60, right?
Yes.
60 seconds make a minute. Before times 60, which is 240. And the 3.5 minutes would be 3 times 60 is 180 plus half a minute is 30, so that's 210. So now that we have them all in seconds, we can add them up. So it's 200 plus 187 plus 240 plus 210, and we get 827. So now we're going to change that to minutes by dividing by 60.
Okay,
But there's a discrepancy here. All right, so when we divide 827 by 60, how much do we get?
Miss
Yes, Antoine.
200.
Jordan.
200 seconds goes in 60 goes into 200 seconds. Wait. Yes, miss. 200 going to
We're not dividing the 200 seconds by 200 seconds by 60, you know. All seconds, and then we divide by 60. But Jordan is saying he got 13 minutes and 57 seconds. And Amari and John are saying the same thing, but I got 13 and 47 seconds.
Miss, I set my working out.
Because Madison, what you got? 57 as well?
Yes, Miss, I set my working out to the chat.
16 to 82, that's one time, remainder 22, right? So that's 227, and 60 into that goes 3 times.
Miss,
So
I
80
changed
from
the seconds into
227.
minutes.
Yes,
Miss, I did,
47 minutes left back. All
Miss, I
right.
didn't do it that
So
way.
it's
I
13 minutes.
into minutes.
Or you just
I changed
okay,
it to
fine.
minutes.
There are different ways. Okay. So I told all the seconds and then divided by 60. So the answer is 10 minutes and 47 seconds. Let's go to the final for the students. John, please read.
Okay, Miss. PEP for clientele visiting the elderly. Chan worked out that the average age of the seniors were 67 years, out the total of their age.
67.
Yes, Miss. Chan worked out that the average age of the seniors was 67 years. What was the total of their ages?
All right. How do we approach this one?
There's Mrs. There 74 elderly.
Sharon worked out that. Huh?
Miss Olsen,
Say that
since there's
again, John.
since there's 74 seniors, Miss, I would have done 67 times. The
There are
74.
74. There are 74 seniors.
Yes, Miss.
74 seniors.
Yes, Miss. Miss, I was saying, I was saying, I was saying 74 times 6. I would have done 74 times 67 years, Miss.
What do you get for that?
Okay.
So
Miss,
Madison
I
saying
got
4,098.
How did she get that?
Go ahead. Go
Miss,
ahead, state your answer.
Miss, I got 4,958.
I got that now, Miss.
All right. That's what I got as well. During Jordan is saying 74 times 57, 67. So everybody is on the right track. So when you know the average of anything and you know you want to know and you know how many things there are, to get the total, you multiply the average by the number of things. Right? So we were told the average age is 67 years. Antoine agrees with everyone. Okay, that's a great idea. Because we are right. So it's a great idea to agree with us. When you know the average and you know how many things there are, you multiply the average number of things or items to get total. Because remember, the reverse of that, to get the average, you divide the total by the number of things. Right? So to get the total, you'll multiply the average by the number of things. So my scholars, that's the wrap for tonight. Remember to join us tomorrow at the same time, CM, where we're going to be having another live PEP class. I'm going to be playing schedule for you right now so you can see which days and what times, so you can make sure that you don't miss one single class. Remember, during this break, we're going to be having some math quizzes. You can come in studio and compete against each other, competition, right? Friendly competition, just to show our love for mathematics and to sharpen our skills as we go forward, as you prepare for your PEP exams that are blazing up, coming up right away, right? We're going to be having some quizzes, and keep practicing, sharpening your skills so you can come on and be the champ. We're all champs, but on the quiz, we'll be crowning one champ each quiz. And if you're not the champ for that quiz, you come back and try to be the champ for the other quiz. That's how it goes. All right, scholars, so thank you for joining me. For those in studio, thank you for your time and for sharing this space and your ideas. For those in the chat, likewise, thank you for your time and sharing this space with us. I will see you all tomorrow.
Okay, Miss. Goodbye.
Remember to say good night. Yes, remember
Good
to
night,
say
everybody.
good night to one and all.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night. Hello, CSEC math students. I know you are busy preparing for your math test. CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. Do you mind? Thank you. Now, another important question. Have you ever gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making one little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now, in this series, we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make all in CSEC math. We're going to look at the common errors, by everything. Make sure you watch every video in this series so that we can avoid making those mistakes. So stay tuned. Hello, scholars. Did you know that most times when students get problems wrong in mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake? This is absolutely true, and we'll be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly